Hi everybody, Mike from your rural Montana family here. Today we're outside. Right behind me is our wood burning boiler that provides the heat for our house as well as for our fresh water that we use in the house. But as you can hear, there's this clunking, metally, rattling sound, and that's not a good sign. It's been rattling since we fired it up this year, so it's been going on for a couple weeks now. It is the circulation pump that circulates the water from the boiler to the house, and today we're going to replace this pump. So this here's the back side of the boiler, and we got 1 and 2 access panels there. I'm gonna remove those right now. Just gonna take both of them off. There we go. So this is the back inside of the boiler, and the rattling noise is coming from this pump right there. This is a Taco 009, and when we purchased the system here, we were told this is the pump we should use out here. Which the pump itself worked fine. It's 10 years old now. So it's been used every year, 6, 7, maybe 8 months. So it has probably actual runtime of 6 or 7 years on it. But it is 10 years old, and the cartridge inside is worn out. And the cool thing with those pumps is you can replace the cartridge by itself. You don't have to replace the whole pump, and that is much cheaper. Unfortunately, at the time when we purchased the system, we didn't really know, and the dealer that sold it to us didn't really know either, I guess, because later they actually sold what we should have put in here. What we should have put in here is still a Taco 009, but a stainless steel pump. On the stainless steel pump, these fittings on top here, as well as this back part, would be all stainless steel and would not corrode. Why would you need stainless steel? Well, this is what's called an open system. So right on the top there, right there is a little vent. And this little vent, maybe I can go a little closer there, that thing with the black cap, that is going into the water tank. So this system is open to the air outside. And so it brings oxygen into the tank and throughout the system. So you use an additive in the water, which is a corrosion inhibitor, and you have to check that frequently to make sure it is at the right level to prevent corrosion. But still, depending on what is in your system, what kind of metals are in there, there will be some corrosion. There is no way around it. And in the beginning, when I was told so, I really didn't believe that, because the dealer that sold us the system said that's no problem. Well, over 10 years I learned, yes, it is a problem. We had radiators upstairs, and they corroded from the inside out until we had pinholes leaking. Even though the corrosion inhibitor was correct, the amount was always correct, they still corroded. And I was warned by some professionals about that. They said if you have an open system, you need all stainless steel, or you need to separate the boiler with a heat exchanger from the rest of the system. Well, we learned the lesson the hard way. We had to pull those radiators out, and we haven't replaced them yet, but eventually we will. Luckily, we still have plenty of heat with the in-floor radiant heat that we put into the house. So, but that's it. Now this pump is worn out, and we could just put a cartridge in, but it would still have the regular cast iron part there. So I decided to go ahead and replace the entire pump completely with a stainless steel pump. This here is the replacement pump, which again, it's a Taco 009, but you can see now this here is not green anymore because it's stainless steel. other than that, it basically looks the same. Tag on the backside is slightly different. I mean, it's been 10 years, so they changed slightly, but overall it's the same pump, same size, but it is stainless. Also, the flanges on the backside were still cast iron, and I'm gonna replace those with stainless flanges as well, so that out here we will have all stainless steel parts. So slowly working towards replacing everything with stainless steel, and eventually also separating the two systems from each other so that the house actually is separated from the boiler by a heat exchanger. But today I'm just going to show you how to replace this Taco 009 pump out here at the boiler. These pumps are replaced fairly easy. So when installed correctly, you will have a shut-off valve like this one here, and we can close this. And now we took the suction away from the pump, so let's unplug the pump. There we go. And we got this shut-off valve down here. So now the pump is isolated from the rest of the system. So as we're taking the pump off, there will be some of the water coming out, but not much. Next would be we're taking 4 screws off, these 4 bolts, and then we can take the whole pump out. That's as simple as that. If we would just be replacing the cartridge, we would take the pump, take it on a bench and replace the cartridge and put it all back on. For that, we would actually not even have to undo these bolts. We would just undo these bolts here, right here. Just take this end part off, replace the cartridge and put it back on. Even easier. But since we're replacing the flanges as well and going to stainless, we will have to replace this piece right here and this piece down here. So this will be a little bit more work because obviously we gotta get that unscrewed from this copper pipe right there. Same thing down here, got a little copper right there. So this will make it a little trickier after it's been here for 10 years. This may not come off very easily, but we'll find out. Okay, I rounded up some tools here. This is hopefully all I need. Big old wrenches and a socket with a ratchet, as well as an adjustable wrench for the bolts. So let's see if we can get this thing out of here. So this furnace is currently on, and so the water is at temperature, which means it's anywhere from 150 to 170 degrees. So you want to consider that when you're undoing this pump, because the water is hot. There we go. Let's get the bottom loose. Oh. The bottom turns. So I should have undone the bottom first. As the top is fixed. There we go. There's more water. Alright, the bottom off. Here we go. So we got the pump out. And you can see here, there's definite corrosion there. So it does corrode even with the corrosion inhibitor. So now we gotta replace this one. Let's get the timer out of the way. And that one here, again, definitely there's corrosion here visible. So the corrosion inhibitor just does not take care of this issue 100%. Years it's been on here, and the copper pipe is spinning with it. So it's about a 2-inch nipple that is stuck in the flange here. So I gotta get this 2-inch nipple out of this so I can put it into the stainless steel flange, and we'll see how good that's gonna go. That may be pretty tricky. Let's see if we can undo this one down here. Since this is not attached anywhere, this just kind of flops around, and trying to hold it is pretty tricky. Now I twisted the hose down there, and there's some water coming out. Not really what we want. Can't break that one loose. Let's see. We can go this way. This is not breaking loose at all here. Would be nice if I just could take this off here. This piece and go into the vise and work it there. But shut-off valve is right here, so this here has water in it. But I might have to round up a plug or a cap so I can take this off, cap it quickly, maybe cap it here or plug it here, take this to the vise and take it apart in the vise, as this doesn't seem to come loose here. Let's try one more time. It's starting to leak down there. That's not good. Tighten that a little bit, but it came out the back, so I may need a new hose there as well. Yeah, it comes out the back, so I think I gotta replace this hose. So I need to go round up a cap so I can cap it down there and come back, take the line off, put the cap on there, take this whole thing to a vise and see if I can break it loose. So let me go see what I got. Okay, couldn't find anything, so I'm just gonna risk it right now. It's leaking. I'm gonna put the wrench down there. I'm gonna put this here. There we go. Did break loose. I will still need a new hose, but the new hose is half an hour away in the city. Gotta drive there. All right. Okay, got this part out. Same thing, nipple is in it. So oh hell, it's not looking good. I wonder if I can do anything at all to make this stop here. Nah. So I gotta go inside and turn the shut-offs inside the house off so that we take the pressure away from here. So you can see it stopped leaking. What I did, I went inside the house and turned off the shut-offs for supply and return line in there, which they're about at the same level as this. Before, the entire water pressure from the house, which is from the second floor up, was pushing on this, trying to push the water out of here. But now that that is turned off, we're at about the same level, so the leak stopped here. So I now gotta take this hose off, drive 30 minutes to town, and see if I can get another hose, since we desperately need that one to get this going again today. As tomorrow they're calling for way below freezing temperatures and lots of snow, so we need to get this project done today. So let's take this hose off. Hopefully that works easy. Now the apex fitting turns with it. Let's see, right down there. There we go. Oh, there's the seal stuck in there. Yeah, I need to get a screwdriver and pop the seal out, because the seal is supposed to be in there. Alright, now we gotta go get to town and get a hose. Maybe I get a couple of the nipples, the 2-inch long nipples here, rather than trying to remove the old ones. Just get some new ones, get a new hose, come back and get all this installed. Alright, so I'm back from town. Was not able to get the correct size of the stainless steel flanges, since the ones I have are the wrong size. I was looking for some of these in the correct size. They didn't have them. There was an option to go to brass, but even then they only had them with a valve built in and not with a threaded fitting. I would have been a sweat fitting. So I just cleaned these up here with a wire brush. I got a bench grinder with a wire brush on it, so I cleaned that up, cleaned the threads up. I got some of this Blue Monster tape here instead of the regular white Teflon tape. This blue stuff is really tough and makes seals much better. I've been using this on here in several places before, so that's what I'm going to use on here again. Whenever you put Teflon tape on, you got to make sure you put it on the right way. So this piece will thread in like this. Okay, so that's how you need to put it on. So you start like this, and just the way you would thread it in, that's the way you're gonna turn it. Come on, stick a little better there. So we'll see. There we go. I just don't want to stick. Come on. Gotta pull it a little tighter. There we go. So you want to put it in this way. And the reason for that is pretty simple. So let's tear this off. With the tape right here at the end, if this would go in this way, it would just peel it off. But because it goes in that way, it actually keeps it on there tight. So if you go on with the Teflon tape the wrong way, it will start to take it off as you're threading it in. So there's my other wrench over here. And again, we want to hold both pieces. Let's see here. There we go. It's the right size there. I don't want to break any of the seal up above. That's been there for 10 years. Otherwise that probably will leak. So I'm just holding the upper piece. And see, right about there. So my pump, you can maybe go a little further, huh? You could even go a little ways over if need to. it still feels a little loose. So let's just go to there. There we go. Alright, so that first flange is in. We got a new line here. So we gotta get the old seals out. I forgot to bring a screwdriver. Sure enough. Let's see. There we go. I popped it out just with the wrench here. So I got this piece here. Gotta pop this seal off. There we go. Okay. So here we got the other one that's gonna go on here. Same thing. We gotta put the Teflon tape on. Again, the right direction. Okay. Big one. Got the smaller one here. Okay. Would be easier to go do this in the vise, but probably can get it done here. So let's see where we're at. Let me turn the camera back over. So if we put this about here, then the hose is kind of pointing in the wrong direction. We want to be more this way probably. So I should just tighten that a little more. Let me do this real quick. Let's check again. Oh heck, too far. So now the nice thing is the PEX probably turns right there, so I can adjust that a little. So I think like this may not be too bad. Got the pump down here, but problem is if the pump's on here, I can hold all this. Oh yeah, the valve is going down, it's not even going up, so I was thinking the lever may touch that, but that's not the case. So I think this will work. It's pretty tight. So now what we're doing is gotta put the new pump in. And important is the electric box needs to go towards the top. It can be on the side, that's allowed, but not on the bottom, because if this possibly leaks, it would leak right into the electrical, and that could cause all kinds of other issues. So preferably we want to put the box on top, and so this pump is going to go right here. There is new seals that I have here, rubber gaskets, top and bottom, and so in this case we want to put the pump in this way with the box going to the top, but then the flow arrow is towards the top, and that's not what we want. We need the flow this way going down. So that means we got to turn this cartridge on here. So we got to undo these 4 bolts here, turn the cartridge so we have the right flow direction going down with the box on top. So I'll be doing this. Got to get some wrench for this here. I'll be doing this, and then we'll put the pump in. That's the inside of this motor. This is the cartridge there. So all we need to do is we need to look at the flow. We need the flow to be going down and the box on top. So I'll put this back together. Now I got the box on top with the arrow pointing down. It's as simple as that. And this cartridge that you see inside there, that is the cartridge you can replace to rebuild the pump. So that you don't have to buy the whole thing. Now we're good. It's gonna go like this. Box is on top, arrow is pointing in the flow direction towards the bottom. So that part's good. Now I forgot to bring a screwdriver, so I need to go again, find a screwdriver so we can put the cord on. Alright, so we can undo the screw. Take this cap off, and then should have a couple wires here. There we go. And then there's a ground connection right there. So that's our 3 wires. I also realized I don't have a strain relief. So that's right here where the wires go in. There needs to be a clamp like we have on this one right here, that if somebody pulls on the cord, it's not gonna rip it out of there. So I gotta use this old strain relief here. Maybe I use the old cord then as well. So this old pump still has a lot of value. Like I said, we can just take this off, put a new cartridge in there, and then it's a good pump again. Not necessarily for this application here, since we should have stainless steel here rather than cast iron. So now gotta put the cord back through the strain relief here. We go through the hole. Gotta put the nut on. Okay, and then so black goes to yellow. Twist them together. Put the wire nut on, and then white goes to white. Twist those together and put the wire nut on. Alright, pull on all the wires. Okay, all stays in. Now we gotta do the ground. We'll loosen up that screw a little. There. And so with that, again, similar as with the Teflon tape, as you tighten the screw towards the right, clockwise, that means you want to put the wire like this in, so it sucks it in. If you would go the other way like this, as you're turning it, it will push this out and not necessarily make a good connection. So I'm gonna take the screw out real quick. Put the wire in here and put the screw back on. and tighten it. So yeah, the screw turns to the right to tighten, so we feed this in from the left, so if anything it sucks it in and now pushes it out. Alright, that's for that part. Now I gotta finish the strain relief. There, that should be tight enough. Now we feed the cord in where it needs to be. And tighten the screws up. You don't want to tighten these super tight, super hard. You want to make sure that the cord, the wire that goes in, is held in place properly. This is a relatively skinny wire, so we're basically tightening this down all the way in this case. There we go. Now we need to get all this stuffed under the lid. Oh, didn't slide on correctly there. Alright, now we're on there correct. And we'll put the little screw back in. Alright, now the pump is prepared to be installed. Again, the box is on top, flow direction is this way, the way you need to have it. The pump will be going in like this, and somewhere here, right here, we got the new seals. So we'll put the seal on there, put this up there and bolt it in place, and then we do the bottom. I think I gotta go this way. If I remember correct, I had the nuts on top. So let's put one in. There we go. Got the seal in there. Slide this on. Okay. Want to make sure the seal is still in place. Okay, we got about the same gap, maybe a little more on this side here if I can. There we go. Okay, so that part's there. This fell in the dirt here. I'm gonna clean that off. There we go. Maybe stick it in there. Now, gotta do the bottom piece. So this will be a little trickier with the seal. So we have to hold it all up and in place. Can hang that right there. that's where it's gonna become a little tricky. I'm gonna get the seal in there. There we go. It's in. Should stay in place. Let's see if I got enough hands here to do this. There we go. Got it started. I'm just not grabbing enough with this short socket here, so I need to go get a wrench, an 11/16 to finish this here. So, didn't find the 11/16. As always, everything disappears when you need it. So hopefully you can get it done with this adjustable wrench here. Got a pretty even gap. Let's double check the top. There we go. There's not much room back here. Should be good. It's all in place. You got this lower part in place. Let's open this valve. Hear the water gurgle. It came in. Let's open the lower. There we go. So water goes through. Now we need this new hose here. There we go. Well, those fittings here basically are going more or less hand tight, and then I don't know, quarter turn, half a turn. Not super hard because there is a rubber seal in there that it will have to seal on. Okay, so far so good. Water gurgling again. Since the valves inside the house are still closed, so I'm gonna go open those up and I'll be right back. All right, so I opened up the valves inside the house, and now this pump is much quieter. So it was only noisy because it was deadheading, which means it couldn't pump anything. It would just spin the water around and around inside itself. I did hear the air come through on the inside, so the air will be pumping through the system, come back into the tank. So this is the line going to the house, and down here we got the line going back into the tank. So the air will pump back into the tank and go out the top. So now we're good to go again, hopefully for at least another 10 years with this pump. At this point, we just got to put the panels back on. I think I'm gonna get out of the rain, gotta put all my tools up, go inside and dry up, because the rain certainly has increased here since we started this project. So yeah, this is how you replace one of those pumps. Like I said, the old pump you can rebuild by just replacing the cartridges inside. Cartridges are a lot less money than a whole pump. It's a really great system actually with this boiler here and these pumps. Like I said, this pump, we had it for 10 years. It probably has a total run time of about 7 years, since it only runs 6, 7, 8 months a year or so. But yeah, this is all there is to it. The Taco pump itself, we got 3 more inside the house. They seem to perform just fine for us. There's other brands out there. I don't know how they do or how they are, but these green pumps here, these Taco pumps, really work well and have been working just fine for us. So if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and hit the notification bell if you want to see more videos like this or more about the place out here. We got lots of different things going on, lots of different projects. We also have videos about electric cars, as we own 2 of those. We have a Tesla and the Chevy Bolt. So if you're interested in all this stuff or some of it, hey, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of those videos. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.